But it is Combat Sports Podcast, and we're coming at you with the UFC 318 Holloway versus Poirier prelims breakdown here. Also, Manny Pacquiao comeback, 46 years old for the WBC welterweight. That's kind of crazy. And like I said, Usyk versus Daniel. It's going to be fighting too. That's going to be also another boxing match. I don't know if I'll really talk about him, but maybe I'll slap some parlays up or something on my X or something, or Instagram. But yeah, let's get into it here. Same night as those boxing matches in PFL Africa or Cape Town, whatever you want to call it. But let's get right into it. We got UFC prelims. The UFC 318 is kind of dry. I will definitely not be paying for the pay-per-view, but I will be watching it. Let's get into the prelims here. First, we got to kick off the prelims for UFC 318. Cardi, Crispy, Judice 4-2, going up against Nicole Caliari 8-3. This is a women's flyweight bout. This is going to be a good striking bout. Striker versus grappler bout. Let's talk about Judice over here. Pro in 2022. Started 3-0. Three finishes or knockout, TKO or knockouts. She lost a split decision in the Dana White Contender Series in 2023. Got into the UFC still in 2023. 1-1 in the UFC. Coming off a knockout win. She has 4 knockouts out of her 4 wins, so she's only getting knockouts and she has lost twice. Going up against Nicole over here, pro in 2025. Got a win in the Dana White Contender Series last year by sub. Coming out split decision lost. 1-0 in the LFA, 0-1 in the UFC, 5 knockouts, 3 subs, and has only been finished once via submission. So this is going to be a good one. 2 girls that like to get it done, but neither of them have gotten finished. This should be good. Judice, 4 knockouts, tall, long. Look at this. Where is it at? There it is. Look at her reach. Look how tall she is compared to the other one. Nice takedown defense too. Go look at that over here. 70%. That's good. Will for sure be tested here if you see how much she goes for takedowns over here. Nicole does. It's kind of crazy. Like I said, Judice over here, very fast, very accurate. Look at her striking. Nicole too is very well-rounded. 5 knockouts and has nice submission skills too. Nicole, she has gone the distance. Judice hasn't, so I don't know if that's going to affect it here. I feel like they both haven't got finished, so it might go the distance. Nicole wins are all finishes to Judice, so these are women that like to get it done. I say Judice is for sure the better grappler here, but I say Judice is for sure the better striker, and Nicole is the better grappler. I think Judice's defense stands, puts the striking to work. Look how fast she is and everything. I think her defense stands up. If you see here, I think Judice keeps it standing, puts it to work. I got Judice by knockout or decision. And let's go on to the next one. We got a middleweight bout between Bruno Ferreira, the Hulk, 13-2, going up against Jackson, the Moose, McVey. This is a fight. I don't know what's going on here. They're setting Jackson up. Let's talk about Bruno over here. Now I'll talk about Jackson. Bruno, pro in 2019, got into UFC in 2023, beat Gregory Rodriguez in his first UFC fight. He's also a regional champ. He lost his first ever match after he beat Gregory Rodriguez in his debut to Nursulon. How do you say his last name? Rubiv. I don't even know how to say his name. It's got a long ass name. But he is coming off a submission win, 9 knockouts, 4 subs, and he has never gone to decision. Let's go talk about his opponent, McVey, the Moose, was supposed to fight. He is 6-0. He was supposed to fight in UFC 317. Both opponents pulled out. One of them had an ankle monitor, and the other one missed weight by 10 fucking pounds. So I just feel bad for him. For sure, harder opponent now. Like, from probably going to plus like 100 even, pretty even, to going to like probably plus 400 now. It's kind of crazy. He has never lost. 4-0 in the LFA, 6-0, all finishes, 3 knockouts, 3 subs. Well-rounded, really nice prospects, but I think he's going to get put into place here. Kind of sucks for McVey. He definitely had the easier opponents his last match. 2 of them, definitely I could have seen him winning. The second opponent was really going to be a decent one. I forgot what was his name. The guy that missed by 10 pounds. He was from like Chile or something. I don't know. He got cut from the UFC, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, like I said, he definitely had easier opponents. But he is really tall. He's also really long for the division. Well-rounded, good prospect. But I don't know. They're putting him up against Bruno Ferreira, which is more experienced, better at mostly everything. I can just, I don't know. He's mostly better at everything. Don't get me wrong here. McVey is a beast. He's good at everything, shooting, striking. But compared to Bruno, I don't know. Just look at all the stats here. I guess you can't really see the stats. But if you go look at everything, it's just Bruno's a black belt. He has higher IQ. He's more powerful. He's just the experience is going to play a factor here. I don't know. It's a big test for Jackson McVey for sure. If he gets it done, Dana will be so happy probably. But I don't think he will. Bruno wins here. The experience, more powerful, even better grappler. Just terrible for McVey. I don't know why they're doing this to him. I got Bruno winning here by submission. Let's move on to the next one. We got a heavyweight bout between Ryan Superman Spann, 22-11, going up against Lucas Brzeski, 9-6-1, one no contest. Let's go over here and talk about Ryan, pro in 2023, regional champ, LFA light heavyweight champ, 2. So this guy's multiple champs outside of the UFC. Got into UFC in 2018. Second heavyweight fight. Lost the first by TKO. Former light heavyweight. 3-1 in the LFA. 8-6 in the UFC. This guy has 13 submissions. 6 KOs. 3 decisions. But he has been knocked out or TKO'd 6 times, which is kind of freaking crazy. That's not good. He is chinny. Going up against Lucas over here. He is 9-6-1. I don't know how he's in the UFC. His nickname's The Bull. Pro in 2013. He has a no contest in the Dana White Contender Series in 2021 because he tested positive for a banned substance. Won via submission though. He still got in the UFC somehow. Lost his first 3 fights. He is on a 2-fight losing streak. He won, who was it, against Walker? I'm pretty sure he beat in the middle of that. And then he's just lost everything since. Both knockouts. I don't know why he's in the UFC. He's 1-5, 5 knockouts, 2 subs, 2 decision. He has been TKO'd and knocked out 5 times. So he is also chinny. This is just 2 people. I wouldn't say get cut. I think if Ryan Spann wins here, Lucas gets cut. But let's talk about Spann over here. 19 of 22 wins are by finish. He is very dangerous early on in the rounds. First round probably. When it gets to the second and third, it gets kind of questionable. Second heavyweight fight here. He did lose his first one, like I said, to Waldo by TKO. I think it was a nasty knockout too. But this dude has a nasty guillotine. He has 9 career total guillotines. Ryan Spann does. He is also, like I said, very chinny. Tends to be reckless at some points, which I think Lucas's pressure and clinch work, it's really good. That might cause Spann to get reckless, like he always does. Let's go look at the grappling and all that. But yeah, like I said, I think that might cause him to get a little reckless. Also, like I said, Lucas is really, really fast for the heavyweight. Look at the speed on him. Look at those landed per minute. Dude hasn't got a finish in 6 fights. He is 1-5 in the UFC, like I said before. 9-6 overall. I usually wouldn't go for Spann, but it just seems that Spann is usually he's just better at everything. Look at grappling, I feel like, even striking. He's more powerful. The only thing I don't see Spann being better at is the speed. But even at that, I think Spann can hold it up there, get a clean hit on him, maybe knock him out, or take it to the ground and sub. I think Ryan Spann wins here by TKO or sub in the first round. I'm calling it first round finish by Ryan Spann. Let's move on to the next. We got a light heavyweight matchup between Jimmy the Brute Crute, 12-4-2, going up against Marcin Prachnio, 17-8. I don't know. I want to say that a winner get cut 5, but I don't know. That's just Jimmy's record is kind of crazy, and Marcin's, he's coming off a win, but it's just he's 4-6 in the UFC. They're kind of iffy right now. Let's talk about Jimmy over here. Pro in 2016, regional champ. got in the UFC in 2018. His last 5 fights are draw, loss, loss. Coming off a great war, literally one of the greatest wars. Like, it's got to be a good up there in the UFC fights of this year against Rodolfo. He is 4-2 in the UFC, 5 knockouts, 4 subs, 3 decision. Marcin over here, he is 17-8, pro in 2013, regional champ too. Went 4-0 in 1 championship, got into UFC in 2018, started 0-3, has a win over Khalil Roundtree, coming off a submission loss last year, 11 knockouts, 1 sub, 5 decisions, been finished 6 times, KO'd 4 times. So I don't know, he likes to get finished a lot. Not looking good here, but Jimmy over here went through a war. Draw versus Rodolfo, landed 106 significant strikes, 1 knockdown, amazing war. He got tired. It's just his cardio. He poured it all out in the first. This dude has nice wrestling. Lands about half of his wrestling attempts. Look at this over here. He's good at landing him. Goes for a lot. Like, when he goes, he's probably gonna land. With that, also has some nice scrambles on the ground. This dude's just good on the ground, good at wrestling, good at, like, getting him to the ground. His defense scares me, though. Like, look at this. Just on everything. His defense is definitely not the best. Gets hit a lot. He has been KO'd a few times, so that's just... It sits on the back of my mind, especially with a guy like Marcin's over here. He is fast, lands a lot. Look how fast he is. Look how powerful he is, too. All of those finishes by knockout. With the fast movement, he has power. 11 knockouts, like I said. Uses his clinch very, very well. But his wrestling and ground game are pretty weak. Close to non-existent, if you want to say. If it goes to the ground, Jimmy wins for sure. If it's standing, Marcin wins 100%. So it's striker versus grappler. Yeah, Jimmy can keep it standing. He's not bad on the striking and everything. I just don't think he wants to be striking with a guy that is quick and powerful. Marcin needs to stuff the takedowns. His takedown defense iffy, 50-50, you know. And he also needs to let Jimmy get tired. I think Marcin wins here by TKO or decision. Stuffs the takedowns, maybe gets taken a couple times, gets back up. Jimmy gets tired. Marcin goes out there, shows his striking, his power, maybe knocks him down a few times. It'll probably be a decision, but I could also see Jimmy getting knocked out. I got Marcin winning here. Let's move on to the next. We got a welterweight matchup between Adam Fugitt or Faggot, whatever you want to say. Unlucky name. 10-4, going up against Islam Dulatov, the Reaper, 11-1. Let's talk about Adam over here. Adam, pro in 2016, regional champ, coming off a split decision win last year. First fight in the UFC was against Michael Morales, which he lost in 2022. He has 1-1 in the LFA, 2-2 in the UFC, 5 knockouts, 3 subs, and 2 decision. He is going up against Islam, the Reaper over here, 11-1. Pro in 2019, lost his first fight pro, hasn't lost since. 1-0 in boxing, UFC debut. His boxing was, it went to decision, unanimous decision, I believe. Coming off a TKO/KO win in the Dana White Contender Series in 2024. 6 knockouts, 5 subs. Only been to decision once in his MMA career, which is kind of crazy. Adam over here, he is well-rounded, takes down opponents 50% of the time, 5 knockouts. His cardio is definitely not the best, tends to fall off in the later rounds. Islam over here, he has 10 out of his 11 wins are finishes. It's not showing it here because he only has his UFC record right here. This is his UFC debut, but I don't know. It's just, this dude is just so good. He's also really well-rounded. His defense, his takedown accuracy looked great in the Dana White Contender Series. Islam's a better striker, more powerful. Only thing I can see that can happen here is Adam winning it. The only way I can see Adam winning here is putting his wrestling to work and taking him down, but even at that, I don't see that working. I don't think he'll be able to take him down, and if he does, I feel like Islam will be able to just get right back up. I think Islam wins here by first round or second round knockout. There's been a lot of knockouts I think are going to happen. That's what I think they're leaning for. The card's dry, but they're leaning for people that can get it done, and, you know, I think that's what they're aiming for. I do got Islam winning here by knockout. Let's move on to the next one. We got we got a middleweight bout between Atiba, the Silent Assassin, Gautier, 7-1, going up against Robzilla Valentin, 10-5. Let's talk about Atiba over here. Pro in 2021, he lost his second fight as a pro to a split decision, and he hasn't lost since. One TKO in the Dana White Contender Series. That is when he got a contract for the UFC in 2024. Coming off his performance of the night, debut knockout win, 1-0 in the UFC, 1-0 in the Dana White Contender Series, 6 knockouts, 1 decision. He is going up against Valentin over here, Robzilla. Pro in 2016, regional champ finalist in the TUF, season 32, lost to Ryan Loder. He is on a 2-fight losing streak, coming off boring-ass fight against Finley Torres. If you guys know about that, oh my god, it was a fucking boring-ass fight. There was literally, Finley threw like 2 significant strikes. The dude just grinding him up against the wall. I don't know, he was so fucking boring. I loved, Finley. I loved Finley in the Dana White Contender Series. He was funny. He didn't get the contract multiple times. Guess what? Because of the same shit he was doing. And guess what? Dana White was like, fuck it, I'll let you in now. And guess what he does? He did it again. Such a boring fight. I mean, I don't know. But, yeah, it was just fucked. I feel bad for him. It shouldn't even, I don't know. That was just, no, it's just fucking ridiculous. He is 0-2 in the UFC, 3 knockouts, 6 subs, 1 decision. There's going to be a fight. It's grappler versus striker. It's going to be Atiba. It's powerful, 6 knockouts. Go look at this. He's fast, powerful. Look at his wins by knockouts. He's very accurate, too, with all that. His takedown defense, too, is a fucking amazing at a 90%. Doesn't grapple at all, so that's what Robert doesn't like. That's how he got beat up, so that's good. He's a grappler, but, I mean, when he gets taken down, it's not good for him, so that's what he likes. Atiba does not have that much experience in the UFC or just overall. He only has 8 fights. Robert over here definitely has more experience. Great submission artist. Nice wrestler. Go look at his submissions over here. Yeah, more than half are by fucking submission. Yeah, this dude's a beast. For sure, wrestling is what he's good at. Striking is not the best if you come look at the numbers, for sure. He does get hit a lot. He tends to get hit a lot. Look at his fucking defense. It is horrendous. Like, wow. Holy shit. Like I said, striker versus wrestler matchup. I got Atiba winning here by knockout or decision. Most likely by knockout in the first couple rounds. First or second round. Yeah, the defense is terrible. He gets hit a lot. He gets tired. Yeah, Atiba's great takedown defense should stand up with a 90% takedown defense. That is what Robzilla is going to try to do, and it's not going to work. He keeps it standing. I think Atiba does, and he wins using his speed and power. Let's move on to the next one. We got a welterweight bout between Francisco Prado going up against Nikolai Veretennikov, I believe is how you would say his name. Let's talk about Francisco over here, 12-3. Nikolai 12-6 over here. Let's talk about Francisco over here, pro in 2019, regional champ, former lightweight, undefeated till he lost his first UFC fight. Second fight in welterweight, lost first to who was that? He just fought. Was it last week? Yeah, he fought last week. He won knockout. Jake Matthews. By decision. He is 1-3 in the UFC, 6 knockouts, 6 subs, and he has never been finished. He is going up against Nikolai over here, 12-6, pro in 2012. Welterweight LFA champ, beat Anthony Ivy, who is a PFL fighter now. He lost in the Dana White Contender Series to Michael Morales. He is also a UFL champ, got into UFC in 2024. He is on a 2-fight losing streak, 0-2 in the UFC, coming off a TKO loss or KO. 3-0 in the LFA, 4 knockouts, 1 submission, 2 decision. This is gonna be another, I don't even know, I guess striker versus striker you would call it. Yeah, it is a striker versus striker for sure. Francisco over here throws with more power. Look at his power shot. I guess it doesn't show the power shots or anything, but significant strikes. He's fast. Nice defense too, if you see here. and also has a really good submission. Let's see it. Look at that. Yes, what? Let's see his wins over here. 50-50. Yeah, you see, look at that. That's just crazy. He's fast. He's really fast when he starts off. Like, next you get going. Look at that chin on that guy. He's young too, but has very, very bad takedown defense. 25%. And yeah, I don't know. The only good thing I see here is that Nikolai is not really a grappler. Nikolai, striker for sure, has nice control, and he does have a good clinch game. He doesn't go for the takedowns, but he has nice clinch, grinds you up against the fence, knees and all that. No ground game. Even if he does get like a takedown, I've noticed that he doesn't get any submissions. Like, he only has one submission, so even when he does get a takedown, he's not really a threat on top of you. He might do some ground and pound, but if you defend that, you'll be alright. There's nothing really dangerous about this guy. His grappling is his strengths, I see. I was looking at, from what I saw, his background and all that, but he just can't find ways to use it in MMA. He hasn't been able to use it in the UFC. It's just not working out for him. I think Francisco wins here, even if somehow gets taken down because of his bad defense, and maybe that's what Nikolai sees, so he can take him down, maybe do something. Nikolai only has one submission. I don't see anything happening. I think Francisco gets right back up if he gets taken down. Maybe sits down there a bit, finds his way to the cage, gets himself up. But yeah, I think Francisco outstrikes Nikolai, which that's what they're both good at. And Nikolai, I don't know. I just don't really see anything working for Nikolai here. I got Francisco winning here by TKO or knockout. Maybe the second round, but for sure getting the knockout. I think he can get it done. He's young, powerful. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. We got a middleweight bout, two veterans of the game. This is a second fight between these two, because if you don't remember, this is the rematch because they fought in the casino. If you don't remember that clip, maybe I'll pull it up if I can find the clip, if I remember, but I'll put it up there. But yeah, they got into a fight at this casino. Marvin started swinging on Brendan. It was a whole thing. But yeah, this is a rematch technically. I'll say the last one was a draw. Marvin, the Italian Dream, Vettori, 19-7-1, going up against Brendan Allen, all in, 24-7, veterans of the game. Finally, a ranked opponents finally going up against each other here. I don't know. You guys can say this will be fun or boring. You guys tend to call these people boring. It might be a little bit boring, but I'm still going to tune in. Ranked opponents. Let's see what happens. Let's talk about Marvin over here. Pro in 2013. Went 1-3 in amateurs. Regional champ. Got into UFC. 2016. He has 9 canceled fights. They just don't seem to be sticking for him. 2 great fights with Izzy. It's crazy, dude. Like, he was going out for war out there. Those are entertaining fights if you want to go tune in. Fought for the belt in 2021. Coming off, lost. He's 9-6-1 in the UFC. This dude, probably not top 5 chins, top 7. You know, he's up there. This dude has a nice chin on him. He has never been finished. 9 submissions, 8 decisions. This dude is a beast. Going up against Brendan Allen, all in, 24-7. Another veteran of the game. Pro in 2015. 9-0 in amateurs, regional champ, LFA champ, great fights in the LFA too. This dude, I'll go up and show you here. I'll pull it up or I'll put it on the screen. Beat Aaron Jeffrey in the Dana White Contender Series. This dude was on like a 7-fight win streak, I'm pretty sure, for a little bit. And that's how he got in the UFC. He kept it going for a little bit. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. This dude has 14 subs, 5 knockouts. This dude's a submission artist, likes to grapple. This is going to be, I don't even know what you would consider this. Allen is such a great grappler. 14 submissions with decent striking too. Just look at these numbers, honestly. High IQ, but doesn't move his head. If you've seen his fights, the dude just keeps his head stiff at the board. He gets hit in the head a lot. So his defense isn't the best. He needs to do a little bit more head movement. Once he gets tired, it's over. He just keeps going for takedowns. If he doesn't finish the fight early, he's going to be really, really tired. And then Marvin over here, nice takedown defense, which is what you need against a guy that's going to keep going for takedowns after he's fucking exhausted. See how that holds up. Good defense, too, overall. Just really good defense overall. Takedown defense, getting hit. This dude, like I said, actually have one of the nicest chins in the UFC. He also has some really good cardio. He's not as powerful. That's why I didn't mention his knockouts, how many knockouts he has, because he's not as powerful. Lots and lots of decisions. Both guys is, I don't know, they're not that fun. It's just, it's going to be a little boring fight. These guys were, I guess you could consider them, they were former contenders. Well, one of them fought for the belt. Allen was up there at one point to be fighting for the belt. He was a contender for sure. Then he just started losing. People found out what his weaknesses and all that. It's going to be a very close fight for sure. This will go for decision. It might be entertaining because of how close it is and how, like, I don't know how they're going to do this. I can't see this being really entertaining, but it will for sure be a decision. I can call that right now. I bet the odds for that is going to be like, minus, like, what is it going to be, like minus 1,000 or something, dude? It's going to be some high odds. So it's just Marvin gets it done here. I think really close, 29-28. All right, that's what I'm going to do it with. I'm going to go for either Marvin winning 29-28 decision, or maybe Marvin winning split decision, or maybe just calling the split decision, because I think that it's going to be that close. Those will probably be some good odds. And you know what? That's what I'm going to go with. That's going to be one of my props. I'm going to throw in there money line, see what it is, maybe look at it. But let's move on to the next one. We got the future prelim between two bantamweights. Two ranked opponents again. Kyler Phillips, number 12 ranked bantamweight, the Matrix, 12-3, going up against Vinicius Oliveira, 22-3, the number 15 ranked bantamweight. This is going to be a good one. Let's talk about Phillips over here. Amateur 2015 to 2015. 4-0, all first round finishes. Pro in 2017. Won in the Dana White Contender Series. Let me scoot my mic up closer. Won in the Dana White Contender Series in 2017. Then got in the TUF in 2018. Lost first to Brad Katona, who ended up winning that year. Got into UFC in 2020. Coming off lost to Rob Font. And now he has never been finished. He has 5 knockouts, 2 subs. Oliveira over here, 22-3. He is the number 15, like I said, pro in 2015, UAE champ. Got in the UFC in 2024. First fight was a performance of the night and a fight of the night. So this dude got 2 bonuses, 5-fight win streak, 10 knockouts, 2 subs, 3-0 in the UFC. This dude is a fucking beast. He has been knocked out 3 times. This dude's powerful, though. Kyler over here, he is 6'3" in the UFC. Blue belt, IBJJF champ. He was also a high school wrestler. He was the champ in wrestling in high school. Fast striker with nice takedowns. His defense is not the best, but his takedown defense is. He does tend to get hit a lot, though, when he keeps it standing. So that's not good. Going up against Oliveira, who has nasty debut. Flying knee in his UFC debut. It was fucking crazy. Heavy hitter. A lot of experience, too. See how his takedown defense stands up? That's where his weakness is. When he gets to the ground, he's not really that good. But I think he can keep it standing. Oliveira's nasty. He's hot right now. He is so powerful, but he does seem to get tired sometimes. If Kyler gets him down there and tires him out, I can see Kyler Phillips winning this by decision, but I'm going to go with what my gut's telling me. I'm going to go Oliveira, keeps it standing, wins via knockout. Let's go recap the whole card here. I had Judice winning here. I have Bruno getting the win here. I don't know why they set Jackson up like this. Ryan Spann's going to win here. I usually don't pick him because he's chinny, but he's going up against a guy that's record is so weak. I don't know why he's in the UFC. He also popped for something in the Dana White Contender Series, and he still got in the UFC. And I'm going to go for, I'm guessing, an upset here. I'm going to go for Marcin over here winning this one. Then I got Islam winning against Adam. I got Atiba winning over here. I got Francisco pulling it off by knockout. Then I got Marvin winning by split, or 29-28 decision. He's going to at least lose one round, but he's going to win. I feel it. And I got Oliveira getting this done by knockout. And that is it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. That is it for today. And tomorrow we'll come out with the PFL main card. And Thursday we'll come out with an edit. And we'll come out with the UFC 318 main card. Let's go. Like and subscribe.